couldn't be a better night for our three seniors. 71 points and no turnovers. I told him it starts at the top, it's all coaching. That was a joke. Just
Turn that microphone.
That was a joke. Found a new job for you. Retired TV star, you're now our consultant.
Staging.
You're our consultant now, big year. But no, those guys, in all seriousness, I mean, 71 points and no turnovers, I mean, it's comical. I mean, it's impossible. Especially in a fast-paced game like that, to play the way they played. They also led us in deflections. Justin, 11, SK, 6, and Titus, 5. So their will was tremendous tonight, but it really has been all year, for the most part. And at the end of the day, like I got to tell them, if we can play offense, if we can play, we don't have to score, but just play good offense to where we got a chance to rebound the ball, we got a chance to get back on defense, and we take our time on offense, we're going to be tough to beat. I don't care who we play. It's because we're so capable of stopping teams. Now, we had trouble with Memphis' transition. But they're the best in the country at it. They're the best of it. I think the best I've ever coached against as far as speed, getting down the court with their senior guards, and getting down the court, getting the ball back at you at the rim. And I think, Josh is smart. He's a good coach. That was their game plan because we're hard to score on in the half court.
Only 3 turnovers for you guys tonight after the last 2 games. That may be one of the most remarkable things, about the game. How'd you turn that around? I mean, you said you were working on it in practice, changing things up. Do you think it paid off that much?
Just, we're really trying to. It's funny because you score 97 points, but the whole thing is about taking your time. Be strong with the ball and take your time. So you have a chance to see what you should do, whether you should pass it, shoot it, drive it, and play strong with the ball, make simple plays. We were just, we never got comfortable against UConn. We have a problem that we don't play all the time as hard on offense as we do on defense. We always play hard on defense. But sometimes on offense, we rest. We want offense to be easy, and against really good teams, it's not easy. You've got to be able to read the defense, execute what you're trying to do, have spacing and organization against the best teams. And we tried to simulate that in practice, and I think our younger guys, although they didn't put up a lot of numbers, they helped us win this game by the way they practiced Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. Because it really trying to get after us defensively in practice and make it hard on the older guys in the 5-on-5 sessions of practice. I think that's an area where we obviously got better in a short period of time.
Can you ask Titus's mom not to miss any more games?
Well, there's a couple games in Dallas in about a month where she lives. Be nice to play in front of her.
Coach, obviously you guys have got one of the best defensive teams in the country, and you look at Memphis, they've just been so inconsistent all year on that side of the ball. What advice would you give to them and to just try to channel that good defense as opposed to what was on the floor tonight?
Well, it's tough to say, I think sometimes, you got a young player like Nichols is a great player offensively, but he's a freshman. So he struggles at times on the defensive end. And one of the problems with playing, I've done this, when you play small, you play 3 and 4 guards, it's hard to be great defensively because, size matters. You can't defend the paint the way you want. You can't, although they did a good job boxing us out tonight. But it's hard to stop points in the paint. And you're giving up 3 or 4 inches at the 2 spot and the 3 spot. It's hard to be a really good defensive team when you're small. It really is. And you understand, and I think their stats are misleading because they play so fast, their games are so high scoring, there's more possessions in their game. So I think, and I don't know the answer to this, you got to look at their points per possession defensively. And I don't know what it is. That's more of a telltale sign of points per game. because they're going to give up more points because they score so fast. It's almost like a spread offense, like Oregon football.
Why was Titus able to score like that too?
Well, again, we were trying to exploit what we thought was a little bit of a mismatch when he had the freshman on him. And then Nichols was playing so well, we were trying to get a third foul on Nichols early in the second half, because he was 5 for 6 at halftime. He's got a quickness edge there. He's got experience and quickness. He got himself to the foul line, which is huge. And what happens is then you get your confidence going, you knock down a few 15-footers.
Considering the senior night ceremonies, is this one of the saddest good times you've had in a while?
I'm going to enjoy it as long as I can. I'm a glass half full guy, so it'll be sad for me whenever I'm sitting at the podium in the NCAA tournament, and even if our last game's a win. I know some people think that's crazy, but I think you got to believe that can happen for it to happen. But that'll still be tough. Whatever that is, could be one of 3 weekends. But so for me, senior night, SK and Jack got emotional on me, made it hard on me. But
Biting that lip a little, weren't you?
lot more time, a lot of ball to be played. Big game for the Bearcats Saturday at noon. Big game.
To see this place full and rocking like this, it's been a long, hard slog, but rewarding.
Yeah, but our fans have been awesome. I just said it on the radio. Our fans have been awesome. Huge crowd. The crowd was unbelievable tonight. They came early to support our seniors. That helps recruiting. We had a lot of recruits here. We had coaches here, people that got their eye on our program. Obviously, national television. So. But we've had a lot of great crowds, over the last 4 or 5 years. And I always tend to focus on the people that come. Because 8 years ago, there was still 6,000, 7,000 people here 8 years ago when we were had laid a foundation to rebuild the program that was wrecked. So, but yeah, a lot of things are rewarding, but I try not to reflect and try to stay young. My mind's always on what's going to happen in the future.
Speaking of Saturday afternoon, if you win, it'll be the first conference title in a decade. What would that mean to you?
Be huge, especially this year in this league, Mike, because it's a big-time league this year with the 5 teams at the top of the league. And once Houston's gotten healthy, I think they're proving that they're pretty good. So I think it'll be huge. This I've told SK and Rub, they want it bad. When our plane landed from Connecticut and everybody's internet kicked in and they saw that Memphis had beat Louisville and we still were tied for first, I heard guys were cheering in the back of the plane. So that's just. But I've said all year, I got guys that, when you got guys that care, that want to win, man, your job's so much easier. It's no different. You got employees that care about their production. You don't have to coach them to do their job. And I got guys that they really care about winning. So and they want to be. What I've told them is, you win the championship, there's going to be a banner, and you're going to come back. It's always going to be there. You can bring your kids back. So I was a part of that team.
If they're that focused on winning a championship, I suppose you're not worried about a letdown or anything Saturday, or having to get them.
No, I'm disappointed that we're playing at noon Saturday, which I voiced that displeasure when the schedule came in. It's like I pointed out to our players that Memphis plays SMU and Louisville plays Connecticut. They obviously didn't plan for Cincinnati to be playing for the championship.
Do you think that would be a factor?
The fact that we play at noon,
Yeah.
well, it doesn't help.
Yeah.
That we got to fly to New Jersey against a team that played last night. That drove a bus maybe 2 hours to play UConn and was home last night in their bed. But our program's all about toughness, so it's the ultimate test of toughness for us on Saturday. I'd be a lot more, I'm concerned because more so of Rutgers' talent. They almost won at UConn. They got good players. For whatever reason, their record is what it is, but talent is not their issue. I'm concerned about their players. I know what Miles Mack and Wally Judge, guys are top 50 players. Wally's McDonald's All-American. Miles top 50 in the country. Kadeem Jackson, another All-American. They got talent, so I'm more concerned about Rutgers players in the game tonight.
Coach, you touched on it a little bit, but your impressions of Austin Nichols from game number 1 to game number 2, because, you know, he only plays 11 minutes in that first one, and tonight, you know,
Yeah.
a pretty impressive effort.
Well, he's a guy, he's always going to score if he's on the floor. If he can get his touches, he's going to score because he can finish. He's a throwback guy, he can finish with both hands. And I'll give you another impression. I think we were the first school to offer him. I remember watching him when he was 14 with Brad Stevens. Cincinnati and Butler, his first 2 offers, you can ask him. So I've been impressed with him for a long time.
Anything else?
Thanks, guys.